Well, Hedgevar, in the late 30s, realized the world was headed in a time of trouble. And he selected a very unusual person to succeed him. And there was some controversy, including from Dattatreya Deoros, who actually left the RSS because he felt that Golwalkar, MS Golwalkar, the successor, can you hear me?
You have to hold it like
I have to hold it close. Okay. Is this okay? Okay? This way. This way?
Yeah.
Can anybody hear me? Okay, I'm not going to repeat everything I just said. I understand if you want to listen to it, you can see TV tonight. There'll be a program of this. Anyway, the idea was that at the time of troubles were coming, you needed someone who was steady. And so MS Golwalkar was selected. MS Golwalkar was very different. He was personally religious, whereas Hedgevar was not. And Savarkar was agnostic, if not an atheist. This will probably come up in the panel that you have. He was not, in this conventional sense of the term, he was not religious. But they set in motion a notion of Hinduism and Hindutva that was a very secular notion. It was not religious. And this, a lot of people get the RSS wrong. It's not a religious organization, has never been. And when it talks about, India, Hindutva, it talks about it in a conventionally non-religious way. It is an organization geared to, at least in the Indian context, uniting Hindus. It now accepts Muslims and Christians, but I'll talk about that in a second. But uniting all Hindus together. This is why the present head of the RSS talks about Muslims as Hindus. He really means Hinduism in a kind of generic cultural sense. It's like being German or being Danish. There is a history of ideas associated in an area of land which has been associated with that, and that's really what he is referring to when he says Muslims and Christians are Hindu. But he means by that culturally. He doesn't mean by that a conventional religious terminology of what's meant. So he chose Golwalkar. Golwalkar was a religious man, but he was also a fantastic organizer. And he realized that the RSS would need somebody in these time of troubles to help organize the group. And I had a sense of that myself. As I mentioned, the Rudolphs, and some of you in the audience may know about the RSS. Eknath Radade, the name, he was head of the RSS in this area when I was at Delhi University. And I would go over to meet him every month or so, and we'd talk about philosophy, something we both had an interest in. One day he said to me, "Would you like to meet Golwalkar?" Of course, I would like to meet Golwalkar. I'll arrange it. And sure enough, someone from the university who was an RSS member came to me one day and said, on this day, at this hour, someone's going to come pick you up, take you to Delhi train station, put you on the train, and send you to Mumbai. I did that. It was at 6 o'clock in the morning. I distinctly remember. I had to be ready at 5 as I waited for this person to come at 6 to take me to the train station to get on the train. At Mumbai, a person who later worked closely with me, Sridhar Damle, went with me to Nagpur. And we stayed and we met, and then we were taken to the home of the labor leader of the RSS affiliate. And then we went to see Golwalkar, who was, as I must say, very gracious. I had heard Golwalkar could be very curt and direct. And in a sense he was, but I had come from an academic background. I was accustomed to academics who were both curt and frank, and he was both. I'll never forget one of my meetings, I quoted something incorrectly to him. He stopped for a minute, looked at a colleague, he said, "Is that right?" What he just said. And he said, "Get me the book." And then he quoted from the book, which was not right, when I had missed a key point.